And let's jump into that. So, what now? What can you do? So I always remind you that I don't care what you look like naked. Literally don't care what you look like naked. Don't care if you have abs. Don't care if you have pecs. Don't care if you have biceps or a nice butt. I don't care. I'm trying to save your life. Okay? I am here to save your life. I'm here to help prevent and, if possible, get rid of Western diseases. That's what we're trying to do. So, what can you do to fix this? Well, you have a couple of things you can do to fix this. One, Clovis. Two, me. That's simple, everybody. You can walk through these things. I talk to people all the time. It takes months and months and months sometimes with these people on these custom nutrition plans. We keep going. We get to the bottom of things. That's what this is for. This is what I'm trying to do, okay? So we're going to talk about these things that you can do to make your life better, and then you're going to understand why I just put this on the board. This is not me being arrogant. It's not me doing anything. I'm just saying you literally have an option at your fingertips, and it's up to you if you want to take advantage of it. So let's jump in here. These are the most effective steps for getting rid of, hopefully reversing, leaky gut. Remove all gluten and grains. Check. Remove dairy and industrial vegetable oils. Check. Remove high lectin fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Check. Focus on food quality. Avoid GMOs, avoid pesticides, avoid glyphosate. Check. Avoid increased stress and inflammation. Check. Did somebody say week 1 when I tell you can't do CrossFit for a little while because you're 60 pounds overweight and you're increasing inflammation and stress on the body? Check. This is literally my protocol. This is what we do. This is what I've been doing from the beginning. It's why I have 415 transformation stories, right? This is why. This is what we're doing. If you've seen me on a video before, you know the drill. Let's just get this one right out of the way, right? We have hashtag buy custom macros. This is it. You guys know I suck at selling stuff. But I also know that you can comment on this video right now, hashtag buy custom macros. You'll be taken to a page to figure out $97, and then all of a sudden you have a custom nutrition plan from me. We walk through this. I take all the guesswork out of it. That's all you gotta do, and you get access to all of that. You get access to all of it. Or if you're not ready tonight, all you gotta do is clovis.store. Clovis.store. Just head over there. Check out everything we got. I got ebooks. You can get a $27 ebook called The Perfect Fat Loss Guide. Go get that ebook on Clovis.store. The Perfect Fat Loss Guide. $27, walks you through the first 30 days. It's a mini plan. It's not a custom nutrition plan. Custom nutrition plans, I get your age, height, weight, walk through everything specifically to you. We talk about your medications. We talk about your history. You get supplement recommendations, fitness recommendations, access to I Am Clovis, the membership-only website, access to the membership-only Facebook group, all these things. So that's what you can do. And I also want you guys to understand that, like, I really love helping adults with this stuff. I really do, because with adults I get to have these really big light bulb moments of just like, oh man, like tonight is probably going to be a light bulb moment for a lot of people who have been on the fence about these things. So, but my real passion is obviously the Clovis Kids thing. You guys all know about Clovis Kids. You know my heart is in Clovis Kids. I'm Mr. Justin. I go talk to those kids every day. I go live in the Clovis Kids group and talk to them. Ask them. We do manifestos. I call them superheroes. We talk about sugar being kryptonite. I'm trying to prevent this in these kids before they ever even know what it is. I never want those little dudes and girls to know what autoimmune issues are. I never want them to know what inflammatory issues are. I never want them to know what type 2 diabetes is. I never want them to know what depression is, right? So, I don't know why I feel the need to say this to you right now. I don't know where this just came from. But the Clovis Kids thing, man, I've just been thinking a lot about Clovis Kids, and that's really where my freaking heart is at, right? And I'm trying to change the future. Obviously, I'll be right here for you. I'll change things for you guys. You get custom nutrition plans, I'm there with you all day. I ask anybody. I'm very, very responsive. right? So I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you. But just remember, like if you have kids or you're thinking about having kids, just remember this stuff and take notes on these videos and educate yourself and then pass it on to them. And it's gonna make it easier for you when you think about it like that, when you think about it in terms of the future. What does the future look like? What does the future of healthcare look like? What does our economy look like? What does it look like now that 2/3 of Americans are overweight? 18.5% of children are suffering from obesity. Children, 18.5% are more than 30 pounds overweight. Think about that. And I want you to think about that the next time that you decide, if you're a parent, that the kid's temper tantrum because he can't have Cocoa Puffs is just so unbearable that you just give him the Cocoa Puffs and you give up. I want you to think about everything that I just said when you do that. And I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm trying to give you a reality check here. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the future of the country. Our country's going to be bankrupt in 12 years if healthcare keeps going the way it does because of preventable Western diseases. A couple things I want to talk about. One, you guys might have seen Paleo Valley with Autumn Smith. We did a Paleo Valley interview, which I loved. You guys seem to really like. Brought some new people into the fold with Clovis Kids, which is great. She runs Paleo Valley. They make the grass-fed beef sticks. I just got word right before we logged on here that they released it as a podcast. So if you don't have time to sit and watch a Facebook Live or anything like that, their podcast is called Optimize Paleo. Okay? So Clovis and me, you guys know that part. But whatever your podcast server is, Google Play or iTunes or whatever, Optimize Paleo. Optimize Paleo. And I'm pretty sure I didn't read the whole email. I just got the subject, but I think she released it as a podcast, which is really, really cool. You guys can check that out. It goes a lot into my backstory. If you're new, it goes way, way into my backstory, how we got here, how the Perfect Paleo Powder was created, why I went back to school, got credentialed, started the company, all these things. How you're sitting here with a guy who's been a professional musician for 15 years, teaching you stuff that your doctor can't. It's crazy, everybody. It's crazy. I almost did a whole AMA just on experts and how bad experts are and how bad experts have been for the country of America, from medicine to finance to real estate to everything in between. It's crazy. What else we got? My kids that are still at home are 17 and 15. Would they be considered adults? No, they would not. Clovis Kids is not for the littles. Clovis Kids is separated. We have ages 3 to 7. We call them the littles. We have ages 8 to 12, and I call them the middles. And then we have what I call the elders. That's ages 13 to 17. So what I need you guys to understand is the way that most people actually do this. Go to this Optimized Paleo podcast because I explain step by step how I invented the kids macros calculator. I don't know if you guys realize this. Like when I tell you to get into Clovis Kids, we have the only kids macro calculator in the world. Do you know why I know that? Because I invented it. I studied the scientific research and I created the algorithm for this kid's macro calculator. And it's good for ages 2 up to 19, okay? So for some reason, this base caloric need and all these things shifts at 19. So even though an 18-year-old is considered an adult or a 17-year-old is close, the calculations are completely different. So if you join Clovis Kids, you get into that kid's macro calculator. You can just enter all their information there. They have a separate approved foods list that's different than the adult plan. Clovis Kids is completely different. It's tailored to those kids. And again, even the manifestos. I do a morning manifesto, which is affirmations for your kids to make them feel really good about themselves and empower them to make their own healthy choices. We have a manifesto for ages 3 to 7. That's 3 lines, easy to remember. We have a manifesto for the middles, ages 8 to 12. We have a separate manifesto. I wrote all these things for ages 13 to 17. That's a little more grown up, right? Clovis Kids is where it's at, everybody. I'm telling you. If you do whatever you can to get your butt into Clovis Kids, and that's literally all you got to do is just go to the shop page on clovis.store, or here you can do hashtag buy Clovis Kids too. Whatever you need to do. Now, Clovis Kids is $127, but that gets you full membership for the entire family. So however many kids you have, like Sadie's in there, I have like 8 kids. It's crazy. I need to get the Clovis Kids. My kids don't have Facebook, but I can show them after school. Yes, again, and your kids don't have to have Facebook. So the way that Clovis Kids is designed, it's designed for parents. I'm so glad that this came up, right? I show parents this macros calculator, and the next thing I know, I have these parents that are teaching their 10-year-old daughter to count macros, and I'm like, what are you doing? What? Wait, what? No. Like, talking about counting calories and counting macros and all these things with little girls and little boys, that's a quick way to an eating disorder. So Clovis Kids is designed for the parents, and it takes study time. This should be your number one priority. These little humans' lives depend on you, right? So what you need to do is sit down with the approved foods list, sit down with your kids' macronutrients that they don't even need to know about. That's for you to know. And then you design their meals and you help them learn how to do this. It's not, hey, kiddo, you're 10 and I want you to download this app and track your macros. They're gonna be afraid of food. You're gonna raise them to be afraid of food. It doesn't work that way, okay? It doesn't work that way in my world. It's not the way I designed it to be. So I just want to get that out there. That's really important. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Back to basics. Lectins and leaky gut. This is a big deal. The key takeaway, right? You cannot have autoimmune disease without leaky gut. Remember that. If you're having issues, start with the gut. Leaky gut equals inflammation equals Western disease. Leaky gut equals inflammation equals Western disease. Remember that, okay? These are metabolic diseases. They are preventable, okay? So that's lectins, leaky gut. Get yourself some custom macros. Remember, Clovis.store. Go there. Use the hashtag buying system if you want to. You can just comment right in these videos, whatever you want to do. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for letting me do this work. Thank you for letting me talk so much about Clovis Kids tonight. Remember, man, Clovis Kids is like absolutely my heart. So, yeah, I love it. I love it. And I want to get more of you guys in there. So, do whatever you can. Help me spread the word about Clovis Kids. Help me get parents in there. And thank you guys so much for being a part of Clovis. Thank you for the Academy. Thank you for I Am Clovis. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for letting me literally live my dream. It's only going to get better from here, and we're only going to do more. We're only going to help more people. We're going to put out more content, and it's going to be amazing. We're really going to change the world. You guys are helping me change the world. Thank you.